Hey guys, welcome to lesson 9, and this lesson is so important. If you are good at this, okay, you will find success and you will be able to climb challenger if you understand these concepts, and it's really crucial that you watch this video till the end. If you apply these concepts in your own game, you'll notice the huge difference. So the topics we'll be covering today is gank pathing, gank timer, ganking skirmish concept, and gank conditions, okay? So let's start with gank pathing. So as a jungler, okay, the most important thing is actually understand how to just walk on the map even, which is your pathing. I'll show you a few examples, okay, right here. I'm playing Amumu. I'll show you guys what the enemy sees when they put down the wards, okay? So pay attention to this ward here, this pink ward right there, and I put a ward right here, okay? Very often, if laners are putting the ward here, you can, as a jungler, right, if you know to put the ward down there or in the bush here, you should always try to walk like this on the edge, because this way, you can actually dodge vision and they won't see you. As you can see. Like, you see the dummies that I put here? You can take this pathing and as you can see, they don't see you. So, you have to understand that as a habit, what you have to create is like walking on the walls to make sure they don't see you. So there's another thing where if laners are putting the ward, let's say here, okay? A lot of laners ward raptors. So what you can do, let's say you're playing a ganking jungle like Elise. Let's say laners put a ward here too deep. This ward's not good. Because pay attention to the vision line. Good players, which not a lot of people do, will put a ward down here. Because this way, they can see this pathing here, okay? So pay attention that if the ward's like here, it's not gonna see this pathing here. So if laners are putting the ward too deep, you can be like, okay, I'm starting raptors, they see me sure, but you can still do red golems and still walk like this, and enemy laners think, okay, I'm safe because of a ward here. But that's completely false. And you always want to try to get a good habit of this and understand these things. Same for the scuttle crab. If scuttle crab is down here, okay, you can always walk like this on the edge. And let's say enemy top lane is like, okay, I put a ward down right here. I have like insane vision here. But if you have a jump that can jump over the walls here, you can easily walk around and they will not see you, okay? And this is so crucial to understand. Same for this one here. So most laners that are lazy, they will legit show they're putting a ward like this. If you look at minimap and you're like, bro, this ward is the most stupid ward ever because this ward does not give you any information. You as jungler as well then can walk like this and go from behind. And one thing as well, even if you don't see them put the ward down, try to make the habit of walking like this behind, because maybe they put down a pink ward there or a ward that you didn't see. It's like so crucial that you do this, okay? And the other thing would be as well this one here where, let's say all these minion waves have died, okay? I'm just gonna one shot real quick. Like, let's say you just killed mid lane and there's no wave at all. And let's say you might know there's a ward here, okay? What you can always do is just walk like this. So despite being a ward here, they will actually not see you. And all these small things will actually get you kills in some games, and that's like really crucial. Same for if you know this is a tri-bush ward, okay? It's better to run around 15 seconds than to flip, thinking and hoping there's a ward here. And just make sure you just walk around, okay? So let's say we're blue side, which is like when blue buff is on top side. Don't be afraid to just walk like this. And just wait here. Because if the wave is neutral and the wave's in the middle and you walk like this, they are gonna die. So the next concept we'll be talking about is gank timer. So for you as a jungler, the gank timer is the most important thing. You should probably think, like, what is actually the best gank timer? The best gank timer is when the enemy laner is going for a last hit. That's the moment they will not look at their minimap. It is just impossible for a laner to be focusing on the last hit and simultaneously look at the minimap. That's just not possible. The higher elo you are, the faster they'll react, but the lower elo you are, the longer it'll take for them to realize that they're getting ganked from behind. So the really key point is that you gank when the enemy laner is going for CS. And when they go for CS, that's the timer when you usually go in. And as well, that's as well when your laner should start walking up, and especially when they go for CS, right? They're gonna expose themselves in a way where they have to walk up and go for the last hit. And usually laners, even if they know you are around, okay, what's going to happen is that they're still going to walk up and try to be in range. Because let's say this mini here, okay? If it's, let's say, Jing, or like, let's say Alphelius, he'll have to stand here to last hit. And that is the perfect timing to go for a gank, because then they will not be looking at minimap, and they're going to force themselves in a bad position, which will make them really deep, and it's really easy for you to gank. That is super crucial for you to understand. I'll be showing you guys a few examples where I do this in a real game, and just pay attention. Alright guys, here's the clip where I basically show you guys the gank timer and how to do the real game, okay? So, before I went for this gank, I made sure that I'm aware that, okay, where are the wards? I know Tribush was not ward here, okay? So I knew that, okay, they don't have a Tribush ward, and if laners are this far up, you can basically go for a gank. So pay attention to my gank pathing, okay? My gank pathing is straight in a straight line, as you can see. Behind them. Do you know why I'm running behind them? Because very often, right, what's gonna happen is that the moment laners see you, they are gonna start walking away. That's just normal, right? Like, as a jungler, I always like to walk, like, to cut off their escape path. Because enemy laners technically have to go like this, right? And we're gonna be meeting up. Most junglers will be walking like this and instantly try to go to them while they're going up. And you don't want to do that, especially if you're coming from behind. You always want to make sure that as you're walking, walk through the direction they're walking so they can't escape and so they don't have to burn my flesh. So as you can see, I'm like walking a bit around, and now my laners can play slow and they're just doomed. They can't run back, they can't run there, they cannot run anywhere. They have literally no direction to go. Any direction is just doomed, basically, right? So my move went probably a bit too deep. He didn't have to die, but you guys get the idea. That's how you have to, like, as well walk as you gank. That's like super important. And if you pay attention as well, right? Pay attention to the gank timer. You see, I'm pinging which minion I'm looking for. Okay, that minion was gone. So now I'm just pinging, or I'm looking for this minion right here. This minion right here, enemies are gonna overextend themselves to like go for this last hit. So you see, right here I'm going for a gank, and this guy is going for a last hit here, okay? That's the perfect moment to look for a gank, because even if, let's say, they have a ward here, that's the moment they're focusing on the CS and they won't see me. In Iron, it'll probably take 3 seconds to react. Okay, not 3 seconds, but you guys get the idea, right? In Challenger, maybe 0.2 to 3 seconds. But in each elo, it's gonna take people longer to react, and that's the time when you wanna gank. Really common mistake, okay? Make sure to not ping on the way when you are right here. This is bad. Don't ping on the way right here. A lot of players, maybe including you as well, ping now. Oh, I'm coming bot lane. What's gonna happen is that your laners are doing the same, focusing on CS or looking at these guys, and they're just gonna start walking up. And no matter what elo you're playing, if enemy's gonna walk up, they're just gonna walk back. That's just the natural reaction that they have, right? So what you wanna be doing is like ping them even back. Like, you want them to go in when it's perfect timing for you. And when they go for CS, of course. That way they're gonna expose themselves, and that way you're gonna make sure that you can have the highest chance of killing them, basically. And this is what you want to be doing every single game, okay? Next thing is ganking skirmish concept. Every single time before you go for a gank, okay, there are a few rules. Which is number 1, are they gankable? So you have to look at the wave states. How deep are they? And is it gankable, okay? That's the first thing before you go for a gank. You should think, okay, are they in a vulnerable position? So number 2 is, can the enemy jungle be there? Before going for gank, if you lose 3v3, well, you're basically burg flipping it, right? So you always have to think, can enemy jungle be there? And number 3 would be, where are the wards? If you know where the wards are, you then know exactly what they see, okay? So pay attention to their vision, okay? So before I went for this gank, I look at bowling wave, I'm like, okay, they are playing really far up. And the thing is that I know that they didn't put any wards down. Like, I just watched from the beginning here. As I was farming here, I paid the whole time attention on the minimap. I legit looked at the minimap the whole time, and I just looked, okay, they didn't put the wards down. Even if I'm not looking here, right, on bot lane, I can see from minimap they have never ever went close to the river, so they haven't put wards down, okay? So before I went to the gank here, number 1 is check. Their wave is vulnerable, and I'm playing Elise and they have no clans, so they're gankable. So number 2 would be, well, there's the enemy jungler. I knew that he's probably playing towards bot side as well, but considering they have no wards here, very likely I expect enemy to not be here. But if he's here, I know that we can win because I'm playing Elise against Sinzao, okay? And number 3 as well, just think where are the wards, and there's no wards, right? I knew there's no wards, I knew I went 3v3, and now the execution. Pay attention. I'm going for a gank when I see they're going for last hit here. I see this minion, and I see his position at the moment. This is his vision, by the way. He does not see me. But you see, the moment laners start walking up, they're like, wait, this is really suspicious. So he starts walking back. So with the previous example I showed you, I'll show you another example. This is just how ganking works. If you understand how it works, and the timing of the ganks, and when the enemy is blind, going for CS, that's the perfect timing. So regarding the skirmish concept, okay? If you skirmish, you really, in general, okay, want to focus the enemy AD carry or the enemy jungler. If you focus the enemy support, especially in the early game, he's fucking useless. He does not deal damage, he does not do anything. If support dies, usually, not just in early game, mid game, you will usually lose the fight. So let's say it's a pure 3v3, okay? Enemy support's walking up, try to not use every single ability on the support, because what's going to happen is that junglers in the early game, if they go for a counter gank, usually they will win. Just keep in mind, if you are going to be skirmishing, make sure that you focus the enemy AD/jungler ideally, okay? And especially as well, let's say you're going to gank and you're going to get counter gank. Okay, let's say since I was in the bush or something, and let's I throw everything on my support, and since I was in the bush here, what's going to happen is that usually you're going to lose. Because junglers are the most OP champions in the early game. And if you get counter ganked, usually you will lose. Most of the times, I'm not saying always, but most of the times. So just keep that in mind, and especially when you gank, and let's say you're losing a skirmish or bot, it might be because you focused the wrong target. That's basically it, you know, like, if you understand these things, it's gonna be so much easier for you to get kills, and if you get kills and watch my previous videos, you guys will know basically how to snowball and get a huge advantage. I'll see you guys on my next video, which will be about the base timers. Like, if you understand all of my courses videos, you'll be insane. I'll see you guys around, and peace! My goal is to help you climb faster with my videos. Check out my Patreon where I upload coaching sessions, courses and live classes that has helped multiple players climb to high elo, including Challenger. Or book a private coaching with me on my website.